Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the Worst EX's Wheel. It's been a little while since we've done this one, because obviously the last time we did, it was Sprigatito EX versus Melmetal EX from Stellar Crown. And even though my sister had a humongous advantage with her typing, sadly the coin flips were not in her favour with 8 tails in a row. Yeah, I think she's still salty about that one, personally. I think I would be. What did you? Are you still there, sis? Because we're on a Discord call. And I think her connection's not great at the minute.
No, I'm here. I'm just letting you do your intro.
Fair enough. So obviously this is our best of one format where we play some of the worst EX cards printed. There's not been any more that have been added to this wheel. Yeah, we're going to spin the wheel, but of course we need to decide who goes first or second. And since my sis lost the last episode, I'm going to let her choose.
I'll go first.
You want to go first? Alrighty, let's spin the wheel of the worst EXs, even though there's only 4 left, and see what you get. And you get Darkrai. I know you like Darkrai as a Pokemon, so that'll be a good one.
I do like Darkrai.
It's Scarlet and Violet promo number 110. This is from the Battle Academy set. I know that much. It's quite a funny card, but at the same time, it's one of those that it's
also terrible.
It's also terrible, which is why it's on this wheel.
So Darkrai EX, 210 HP. It has 2 attacks. One is a dark and a colourless called Wind of Darkness for 40. And then for 2 dark and a colourless, it does Night Impact for 110. And it's weak to grass.
Okay, well, there's no grass attacker on this wheel. I've just realised I pressed cancel instead of remove. But, yeah, there's no grass Pokemon left, but I've just got to hope I don't get Screamtail, because that is weak to dark. So, here we go. Fingers crossed I don't get the yellow box Screamtail. And no, I get the Greninja. I'm actually happy with that. I wanted to play that.
You're safe.
I did want to play that, so that's fine with me. Stellar Crown number 41.
Ah, yes, it's this one. Yep. So, very simple. Greninja EX, 300 HP. So, it's going to
there
take
a while.
3 shots at least. Yeah, unless I do some shenanigans. But this Greninja EX only has 1 attack, which is for a water and a colourless called Shifting Shuriken, which does 100 plus, and you flip a coin, and if it's head, it does 100 more. So you can do at least 200 if your coin flip is in your favour. And it is, of course, lightning weak, so no lightning back for me. And just like the Darkrai EX, it has a 2 retreat cost.
Yeah, so that leaves us left with a Lucario EX from Stellar Crown and the Screamtail EX from Twilight Masquerade. Obviously, that is a weakness matchup, I'll tell you that for nothing, but Lucario has a lot more support behind it these days, so maybe, even though Lucario's down in terms of, weakness and everything, maybe Lucario can turn the tide. But for now, we're going to go off, make our decks, and we'll see you shortly. And welcome to our one and only match. I'm not confident with my build, although I've got a spicy backup attacker. I don't know if it's going to be relevant. But
I am definitely not confident. I've not had time to test it.
Yeah, we're a bit pushed for time today to actually get this video out. Well, I say get this video out. More like my sister's push for time. I will definitely be going second. But I think what I've gone with is quite unique, but at the same time, I hope it works out. Oh, that's a bad start. I didn't want to start that. Oh, that's not the Pokemon I wanted to start.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll go for this. Corfish? Huh?
Corfish? Corfish? Okay, we've got a Steel Mask Ogapon package, okay.
Yeah.
Well, technically you hit my backup attack with a weakness, but it's a single prize, so I don't really care.
Teal Dance.
Probably the best, one of the better ways to do it. A bit like that Mega Box deck that did one in Japan.
Yeah, and then I'm going to pop down Risky Ruins. And I think...
Funny enough, that's the stadium I have. Alright, well, this might be a very short game at this rate. I'm going to attach the Corphish. I'll play the Crispin.
Yeah.
And I'll attach a Dark to the Corphish. And
Oh,
I will take down for 30.
Okie dokie.
Because this hand is not doing a whole lot else. This might be a very short game, which is annoying because I put some good time into this deck. Ish.
Okay, I'm gonna have to Ultra Ball, Fairs, and E-Switch, which I don't really like to do, but I have to do it.
Because you need that.
Get Mega Kangaskhan.
The Kang. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I need... My hand is pretty dead, so...
How do you think I feel? I'm having to use Takedown.
And then I'm gonna...
Ooh, that could be naughty. Yep, into the Kang.
And then...
Run out of 2. Did that help?
That didn't help. Nope.
Okay.
Pass.
Alright. Come on, deck. I need something good off the top. That is not it, but at least I'm not going to get donked. I will evolve into Crawdaunt. Which, because he has a damage counter on him, I can use the attack for just 1 Dark Energy. So let's boss that Latias. And we will cutting Riposte. I don't know how you say it, but... Riposte?
No, Riposte is correct. Yeah.
Riposte? I don't know. Someone in the comments let me know. And we will take the knockout.
Right.
I can assure you there is Greninja in here. But at least I can thin Risky Ruin, since that seems to be your stadium of choice as well.
Yeah.
So any Risky Ruins I have, I can thin, which is good.
I think we'll go... Unfair Stamp.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay.
Oh, that is awful. Oh dear. I mean, you do get to still run errand for 2 at the very least, but I'm just sitting here thinking. Cypher Maniac is interesting. Very interesting.
I think.
Obviously, you can Kang here, which is good. See, the nice thing about your EX is obviously yours is a basic, mine is a stage 2.
So we'll do that. We'll run errand for the 2 cards that I just drew.
Yep.
But we're gonna have to do it this way. So I'm gonna attach Psychic for turn. Attach Counter Gain.
Oh no. I think I know what's coming here. Yep, that's what I was fearing. Yeah, did you switch to the Kang?
We will rapid fire combo for the knockout.
Yep.
Because obviously it doesn't matter if we flip. Oh, okay, sure.
I mean, technically that's relevant because didn't Greninja have 300 HP?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it did. All right. Well, Fez is my only Pokemon, so it has to be promoted. We will draw for turn. Okay, that's not the worst, but flip the script. Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Giving you actually draw is not ideal.
Well, I'm glad you did. Let's put it that way. So we could finally bench a Froakie with the Flock. We'll attach a Water and Lilies for 6.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the worst. We can get back a Corphish. We'll do that. I'll Tool Scrapper your counter gain.
Yep.
I'll bench my own monkey. I've only put 1 in the list. I'm nice today. And I will pass. Because I can't get this Fez out.
No. Okay, we'll play Serrano.
Okay.
I'll get a couple of boys.
Latias. 2 Latias? Dang.
I mean,
yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I will attach for turn to Monkey Dory. I'll use Adrenabrain to move the damage off of my Kang to the active Fez.
I smell an E-switch coming my way.
And then we'll play an E-switch.
Yep. So that means Fez is going down.
There.
That's not
and
good.
then run errand, because I've not done that yet.
Nope, you have not.
Cool, that's
Just,
fine.
just remember you do need to attack with Darkrai at some point.
I know. I will be able to attack with him next turn. Rapid fire combo for knockout.
Alright. Well, you didn't need the tail. You didn't need the heads anyway, but
No.
because obviously you moved off with Monkey.
Take the 2 prize.
Okay, I'll promote the Froakie. And I will draw for turn. Okay, that's not very useful. I have to Harlequin here. I'd love to play Dawn, but I have to Harlequin.
Yeah.
Nice,
Well,
so I get 5, you get 3.
Yeah.
Okay, not the worst. I can Ultra Ball you and you. Grab myself a Frogadier. Evolve. And I will Numbing Water for 20. Come on, give me an heads. Please give me a heads. Yes! Paralysis! I mean,
well,
you might...
if you hadn't have... Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you hadn't Harlequin in my hand, I might not be able to attack with Darkrai this turn, but...
But you just got paralysed anyway, so...
I got paralysed anyway, so
you can still run errand under paralysis, though.
Yes, so I will run errand.
That's the nice thing.
Pokegear.
You wasn't expecting the numbing water.
No, not really.
I once won a game with Greninja Blaziken because of this numbing water. I was able to numbing water them, and then Mirage Barrage the Fez in the active. It's quite funny.
I'm gonna Ultra Ball. I'm just gonna thin my deck basically.
Yeah, good idea.
We'll take another Darkrai. I'm not gonna bench it though.
Understandable.
I'm gonna Cypher for next turn. So I'll take.
So you can actually prepare to attack with a Darkrai this time.
Exactly. We'll go
I had to Harlequin. I had a choice of Dawn or Harlequin, but I needed to Harlequin your hand.
If you hadn't have Harlequined me, I would have been able to have attacked with Darkrai. So
that's alright then. Right, well that gives me what I'm doing then. I'm going to evolve to the Greninja, and I'm going to Lilies.
Yeah.
I just need an energy. Nice. Okay. But we do thin more with this. So I'm going to play the Secret Box.
Yep.
Get rid of Risky Ruins, Corphish, and a Dawn. So I'll thin a Stadium. I will take a Poffin, because we've not actually played one this whole game, by the way. I have 4 Poffin in the list.
Damn.
And I will take... I wish I'd have kept the E-Switch now, but it's okay. I did originally have an E-Switch in the list, but I took it out for a Dawn, or a second Dawn. I think I will just play it safe and just take a boss for later. So I'll play the Poffin, get down 2 Froakies. And of course, Risky Ruins does come into effect. Can I save this Dark Energy? Yes, I can. So I'm going to take a Night Stretcher, grab back the Water Energy, attach to Greninja, and we will Shifting Shuriken for a guaranteed 100 at the very least. Which it is. Oh, take that. It's better than nothing, I suppose. It's better than nothing.
We draw for turn. We will run errand.
Yep. Which means we can see a Darkrai this turn at least.
Yeah. We will... for a spin.
Okay. A lot of energy types in that deck.
Yeah, I'll put the grass into my hand.
Yep, for Teal Mask.
Into the Darkrai.
Nice.
I'll then Teal Dance.
Yep. You're down 3 E-Switch, so you need a E-Switch plus hand attachment and Latias.
Yeah, I've got the... I can get the Lati. So
there's the Lati.
Pull away these 2. Grab the Lati.
Yep.
Bench it. Which obviously...
There's the Risky Ruins.
Yeah, I have to do it that way. Dang, it sucks that this Darkrai is so weak. I'll attach for turn. I will E-switch off of the Teal Mask.
Yep.
I will...
And here we go.
And we will use Night Impact for 110 whole damage.
Whoa. So good. Alright. I'll attach to my monkey. I'll then Adrenabrain. Put it on the Kang. Boss the Kang. Come on. Give me a heads. Give me a heads. Please give me a heads. Yes!
Oh, of course. Oh.
Shifting Shuriken for 200 damage and a knockout. Three juicy prizes.
I mean, what else am I meant to do here?
The fact that I got that heads flip is so critical here. I mean, on the plus side, we are soon to finish this. Oh, there's a Crispin. We are technically finishing this on roughly the time that you... Well, this part anyway. But yeah, we are finishing this part in time for what you asked for, at the very least. The game's not gone on too long. I've tried to play as fast as I can, so that at least helps. Oh no, we're setting up Latias.
I don't think I can swing with Latias, I'll be completely honest with you.
Fair enough. Teal Dance for 1.
Yeah, I think that might be yours.
That's if I get a heads. That's if I get a heads.
Honestly, like, who thought that printing this card was a good idea?
I know, it's
I get it for, like, the learning to play aspect, but 110 damage in this format is just not good.
Not a Coolfish. I'll Adrenabrain. Not a good matter. In fact, no, that does matter, because that means you're 10 short. Oh my god. Alright, we'll shift in Shuriken. Give me a heads to finish this off. There we go. Greninja EX takes the win against Darkrai.
But who was surprised? Not me.
Who really was surprised? Even with that terrible start and, you know, staring down a Kang, which was intimidating.
It could have played out differently. But,
oh, for sure.
But the fact that, you know, I am supposed to be using this Darkrai and it only does 110 with free energy. It's a terrible card. I would have much rather have had the Greninja.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But guess what? The wheel hates me, so
yeah, this particular one does hate you because I think you've only won the first episode of this series, which was Amoonguss versus Pikachu.
Yeah, but the was fun.
That was funny, to be fair. But yeah, that's going to be it. Obviously, we are going to go to the deck list now, because, well, we've got to take a look at what we cooks. And we'll see you shortly. Here's my list for Greninja EX from Stellar Crown. I went with a bit of an interesting approach. Obviously, the Crawdaunt was definitely something that, well, especially the Corefish, definitely caught my sister off guard. I've had this attacker in my mind for a while now, because obviously when it came out in... I think it was, I can't remember what set it is. I think it was Mega Evolution. Crawdaunt is a really interesting card. In fact, no, it might have been Destined Rivals. But it's a really interesting card, because obviously if it already has damage counters on it, this attack can be used for 1 Darkness Energy. Obviously, Greninja just needs a Water and a Colorless, so that's where the Dark Energy from this list really came in. Now, in hindsight, I wish I'd have cut the Corefish line down a little bit. Obviously, a 4-3 line is quite chunky. Same with a 4-2-3 line of the Greninja. I could have probably cut that down and played, like, I don't know, Grand Tree or something. But I wanted to lead more into the Risky Ruins, obviously Monkey Dory, Crawdaunt sort of strategy. And as we saw, I think it worked pretty well. So obviously we're playing 4 Froakies with the Flock attack. Search your deck for up to 2 Froakie and put them down onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. Then of course the 2 Numbing Water ones from Twilight Masquerade. Very useful attack, and as we saw, it was relevant in the games. And then, of course, we do have the Greninja EX himself, and of course, the Corefish and Crawdaunt. Obviously, Crawdaunt, like I said, just needs 1 Dark Energy if it has damage counters on it. So that's why I went for the Crispin play with the takedown. Yes, it wasn't really relevant in terms of the damage, But the fact that I got a damage counter on it without Risky Ruins, which we are playing 4 of, was really relevant here. Then, of course, we're playing 1 Monkey Dory, because I'm playing Dark Energy. It'd be criminal to not play at least 1. Probably could play 2 by cutting down a chorus, but still. And then, of course, we do have Fez, which is our only other 2 prizer. Then, of course, we have 4 Lilies, 2 Crispin, 2 Boss, 2 Dawn, 2 Harlequin. I like this supporter a lot, to be honest. Obviously, Judge does get a reprint with Perfect Order, but I think, personally, my supporter choice will be Harlequin. It's a bit more valuable in terms of hand disruption. Obviously, yes, if you get a Tails, it's slightly less so, but I do like it as a card. It's really creative. And then, of course, 2 Chorus's Tenacity to grab me either Dark or Water Energy, plus 1 of the Risky Ruins when required. Then, of course, 4 Buddy Poffin, 3 Night Stretcher, 2 Rare Candy, 2 Ultra Ball, 1 Pokegear, 1 Tool Scrapper, 1 Secret Box is my ace spec. No real explanations to this. The only thing that I didn't play was a tool, but I didn't really see value in a tool in this deck. Having Secret Box to get you 3 cards anyway, thinning 3 cards that you don't need, which is what I did in the game, is very important. Obviously, we was able to fit another Risky Ruins out of the deck, thus further improving our consistency in the late game, which, as we saw with the shifting Shuriken heads, that was relevant. And then, of course, 5 Water Energy and 5 Dark Energy. Couldn't really decide on an energy count, but obviously I need at least a couple to obviously play the Crawdaunt. And obviously we need more than just 5 Water Energy to actually attack with Greninja in general. So I thought 10 Energy was a pretty good safe point. You could probably cut it down to about 8, so cut down a Water, cut down a Dark, and then go from there. But to be honest, this is not a card that I recommend building around. It is a terrible card and will be, well, let's just say I wasted 1800 credits on it. But hey, at least it got me a win. But still, what did you think to the list, sis?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to echo what you said, that if you are wanting to play a Greninja deck, I would either just play the existing Twilight Masquerade one or wait for Chaos Rising, where
With
the
the
new
new
Greninja
Mega.
is going to come in. And low-key, from the early lists I've seen in Japan already, it looks like a really fun deck, and one that I probably will build in the future, just for like fun. But
For sure.
yeah, other than that, yeah, the Harlequin is an interesting topic of conversation at the moment. Low key, I did just buy a full art one on Whatnot for like a quid. So maybe Harlequin could see some play in the new format. Obviously, we're still sort of finding our feet there, but no, I think for the strategy that you were going for, I think this is a perfectly fine list. But yeah, I wouldn't rush out and get your Greninja EXs from this set. I would definitely wait for the new Greninja. I am really looking forward to that.
I am as well. I've already got an idea in my head, like what builds. I've already done a few builds on Mega Starmie. Because obviously that's in perfect order. Mega Starmie has so many ways in which you can build it because it's just immediate 150 plus. It's 50 snipe.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much play that will see though.
From what I've seen, it's kind of dropped off in Japan, but I'm hoping that the builds that I've done, because I haven't done the Frosthouse Monkey Dora like everyone else is, I've got 2 interesting builds lined up for that, which I'm sure the folks, obviously I'm not going to spoil anything, but obviously once those decks do come available, I will be getting around to them. So now we're going to go to my sister's deck list and see what she cooked up. See you in a moment.
Okay, so here is my Darkrai EX list. As I said when we started the game, this was completely untested. And I don't think any testing would have really helped improve this list much. The fact that in post-rotation we don't have Arvin, I think is a big killer for something like this card. Because the fact that you don't have an easy way to search out a Bravery Charm, or in this case, my one-off counter gain, which I just put in just because. I think it's really difficult for decks like a Darkrai EX to consistently be able to hit more than its base damage as well. I originally was going to have Max Belt as my ace spec, but I realized that, you know, the likelihood of me finding it is pretty slim unless I played Petrol. But again, I didn't really play test this much because I had a few technical problems. But anyway, for those keen-eyed viewers, yes, this is probably a similar deck list to Mega Absol Box because, yeah, that was kind of my basis. I definitely wanted the Crispins and I wanted like the Serranos to be able to effectively get all my EXs out. Again, we're in a post-rotation world where there's no nest ball, and yes, you could play Trolley, but how are you realistically going to find that consistently on turn one without Arven? So
Apart from unless
I'm
you play like Quad Petrol and just
yeah,
hope.
exactly. Yeah, but I'm still like learning the format, so I didn't want to play Trolley. So I went for Unfair Stamp. I think Unfair Stamp is going to see a lot of play, and I thought that, going for that would have been a good way of doing it. I don't really have much else to say about this list, to be honest with you. Like I say, it's pretty much Mega Absol without the Absol because that would just be too easy. And again, we're in a format where there's no Turbo Energize, so I couldn't really set up like effectively without the Crispin E-Switch combo, which, in the game, it did work to use Mega Kang, whilst I didn't have like a Crispin to set up the Darkrai. But yeah, as I've alluded to, this Darkrai EX is not a good card. There hasn't been a good Darkrai since Darkrai V-Star. Like that card was so good.
Oh, I love that card.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to play Darkrai EX, then and it's your favorite Pokemon, I wish you all the luck in the world. In a format where most of the basics are like at least 260, the good ones. So I'm talking like Mega Absol with 280, Mega Kang with 300, and then that's before you even think about the stage 2s that are 300 plus. You're not going to be able to free shot them because they will just one shot you back like before you know it.
Exactly. And the worst part is like
I was dealt the short straw on this one, as normal, I guess, in this series. But I did what I could. I think realistically, if I was to do this list again, I would probably chop down to 3 Darkrai. I just wanted to consistently see it, especially in best of 1. I think I also would have maybe looked at the Janine Secret Art package, but again, I'm poisoning myself, which is just making it even easier for you to just one-shot me anyway with just one head flip. So
yeah,
that's the reason why I didn't go down the poison route, is because it just makes me more liable for that one shot. At least with 210, at least I have a chance of hanging in there by 10, even if you somehow didn't have a Monkey Dory, which I expected Monkey Dory because it is one of the best cards in the game that you could play in any deck.
100%. And with my
again,
Greninja only needing 2 energy, one water and 1 colorless, it'd be a no-brainer. And obviously with the backup attacker of Crawdon, it just solidified that choice to play 1 monkey. I didn't want to play 2, but still.
But yeah, like I said, I don't really have much else to say about this because the Darkrai is a terrible card.
I would wish
I
anyone who plays this card all the luck in the world, because what we've seen here from my sister is when I say essentially, it's a little bit different for obvious reasons, but obviously this is a very similar shell to the Fukuoka winning list in Japan with the 7,000 player tournament. The Mega Box, which obviously did win the 7,000 player tournament against Teal Mask with Arboliva.
Yeah. Obviously this doesn't this is not exact winning list because I don't play Psyduck, I don't play Cornerstone. Cornerstone would have not been useful anyway, so that's why I didn't include it. But yeah, it's very similar to the Champions League winning list. And I think there is another Champions League coming up fairly soon. So that's another one to keep an eye out on.
But that will be Ninja Spinner onwards though, so that's the only thing to consider. But that does give us an idea into looking into Mega Greninja. But obviously with Perfect Order, I've got more than just Mega Greninja on my mind. I really want to play my Starmie builds. But anyway, we're going to leave it at that for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing Darkrai EX take on Greninja EX from Stellar Crown, and we'll see you next time.